My name is Evans and welcome to this video tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm continuing to look at the October-November 2017 IGCSE ICT Paper 3. In the last couple of videos, we have done data analysis as well as an introduction to web authoring. Now in this video, we'll start with step number 25. We ended with step number 24 in the last video, I'm sure. Okay, so step 25 says replace the text. Place your candidate here with candidate details here with your name, center number, and candidate number. And let's go ahead and do that. So it's here. So it says place your candidate details here with your name, center number, and candidate number. And that's where we're going to do that. So just do that. Chikasa Evans ZM 556 and 0001. Okay. So that is that. Okay. Next, place a non-breaking space between the colon and your candidate details. A non-breaking space between your colon, the colon and your candidate details. Okay. So the space is supposed to be here, a non-breaking space. So if you do that, here you can insert a non-breaking space. Now guys, what a non-breaking space does is that when you run your HTML code, it is going to create space. Suppose this was written like this and there was no space between the colon and my name, and we were asked to insert a non-breaking space. Okay, if you inserted it that way there, what's going to happen is that it will create space there. But this space is special. It's not just like space that you add on using spacebar on your keyboard. This space is non-breaking. In other words, when this sentence gets to the end of a line and gets there, instead of this new line to be pushed on the next line, it is actually forced to be displayed as a whole line like this. Okay, so a non-breaking space marries two sides of a sentence or two sides of words, and it makes sure that those words will always move as a couple. Okay, like for example, my name, you can't write Chikasa and then Evans below Chikasa. No, this has to be on the same line. Okay, so you insert a non-breaking space between Evans, Chikasa, and Evans, and insert a non-breaking space between these two. And that makes it in such a way that even if you run this, no matter how whichever browser is being used, no matter the font size that somebody zooms or changes it to, this will always move as a pair on the same line. Okay, so we're told to insert a non-breaking space here. So you put your cursor there and go to your code, and in the code, that's where you're going to type a non-breaking space code. Okay, so for non-breaking space, you simply just type NBSP. That stands for non-breaking space, NBSP. Most of you guys who've coded with HTML, you know about this one. When you insert a line and stuff like that, you hit enter key on your keyboard and just adds non-breaking spaces. It could be a table or something like that. Okay, then put a semicolon there. Now notice if you go back to design view, notice that automatically there is space that has been added here. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Let me just zoom in here. Let me just change the font. Can I change the font for this? Just get it as 18 maybe. Just select it, get it as 24. I don't know if it is large enough somebody can see. Okay, I don't know if it's somebody can see, but that should be fine. So this is a non-breaking space that has been inserted here. It's NBSP, but it should be covered by or surrounded by the ampersand this side and the semicolon this side. Okay, so that's on that one. Then 26, add a title to the head section of your web page which displays CBT on page. So I'm going just to copy this this line, and this is going to be my title in the code, in the head. So in the head, just put head like that and insert a title tag. Okay, so title, and put now that as your title. So what happens when you save this page and you run it in the browser, you should see, notice here, this browser or this web page had no title. It was just showing the file path here. If I refresh this page, notice that it now shows the title as CBT homepage. Okay. So I don't know why the HTML code has been adjusted. It's because I changed the font probably here. Just say normal, maybe. I'm not so sure if that was the case. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what I've done. This web page looks the font looks somewhat large. Okay, so alternatively, what I can do is just go here, go to design view, and undo this. I think I changed this the style. Undo this, undo it. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to reinsert the title. So reset title, and it's supposed to be title that. Okay, and save it. And let's go back to the browser, refresh it, and now that's fine. Notice that you have CBT title homepage. Okay, so that should be fine. So next thing that you're supposed to do, the next thing you're supposed to do is to go to step number 27, place a bookmark before the table at the top of the page. Okay, so if you go back here, we need to place a bookmark. So I'll put it in split. So at the beginning of the table, it's here. Just body, then put some space there. So that is at the start of the table. Create a line, and you're going to insert a bookmark on that one. Okay, so make sure it is in design view and go and insert a bookmark. Okay, so bookmark. I'll call this bookmark. Have they given us a name to call it? Right? No, they haven't. So I'll just call it top, because it will take us to the top of the page. Okay, and go back here, and it says using the text in the lower cell of the table, and the text, we are going to create a hyperlink from the text. Click on this link. Now notice the text is in italic, so you need to select all this text which is in italic. It should read, click on this link to return the user to the bookmark. Okay, and so go to the web page, and it says click on this link. Okay, which is here. Click for this link, click on this link, and this you're going to insert a hyperlink which links to a place in this document. Select your bookmark and say okay. And this one, when you run it in the browser, so save it. When you run it in the browser, and let's say you were at the bottom here, so if you click on this link, it takes you to the top of the page. Okay, all right, so next, create a hyperlink from the text CBT to open. So from the text CBT, just CBT, to open the web page, www.hothousedesign. So I'm just going to copy this this actual web page. So let me just do that. Copy it, and then let's go and insert a link, a hyperlink to link to an external web page called that, and the word we're going to use is CBT. Contact CBT. Okay, and insert hyperlink to an external site, and paste there as the the hyperlink. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that should be fine. Say okay. And when you click on this one, so save it. If you refresh the page, there will be a link here. If you click on this link, it takes you to a page called CBT whatever. But this is just fictitious. It's not the web page is actually not, it's non-existing. I don't know. Okay, so so the next thing that we're supposed to do is to create a hyperlink from the text email. Email our design team. So the text is going to be email our design team. Notice it is the text that is in italic. So copy this text. Okay, copy, no, you don't need to copy the text because you'll find it there. So this is going to send an email to this email address. So let's just copy the email address, and the subject line is my question. Okay, so the text is supposed to be email our design team. So email our design team, this one, and insert a hyperlink, but this one is linking to an email this time, and the email address is that one, and the subject is my question. Okay, and say okay. So that one opens your default email facility on the computer. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so the next part of the question says attach the file 173st.css as an external style sheet to your web page. So go ahead and attach your style sheet here. So style sheet links, add, and then browse to the location where your style sheet is actually saved. Okay, so that is going to be in here, source files in here, and this is the style sheet, and attach it there and say okay. So notice that after attaching the style sheet, nothing has actually changed about this web page. Okay, so probably there's something that we would need to change about the style sheet. But for now, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll continue in the next video where we're going to look at the last section of this web authoring section of the paper. And don't forget to subscribe, to share, to like, to comment, and I'll see you in a short while.